ungodly plays when he's on, but I've also seen games where he's just completely. I've seen a couple of Ember Spirit games where he's just completely fallen flat. So it's gonna be. I wonder if he's gonna be up against Hani, because Ace is on the Bat Rider here. I'm kind of hoping that they're gonna send Hani mid on the Brew. Although saying that, it looks like Ace is moving his Bat Rider into position.
And this is, I think, actually a good choice. Ace should be able to have a good time against the little Shrek. I think he has a ward. He has the double ring of protection. We do see this a lot in the offlane, but it could also be a mid Bat Rider. We'll have to wait and see how things do play out. Now, it's important to note, we're comparing a lot of Alliance and Complexity. Alliance have some veteran players. Hani and Loda have been playing this game forever. Complexity, they just switched over from Han. I mean, this is a relatively new team in the scene, although the differences aren't that big between the two games. Aki's going to get concussive shot, but there's no follow-up here. They're not going to try to go for this kill, so Aki gets away free. And he actually has boots first as well. Interesting to note. So
yeah, and you've got to do something, right? Because Veno, his rework to me ended up being more a nerf than anything else. I mean, his skills scale so badly now. You've got to have a plan to get him those early levels, because he's just not that great a lane support anymore.
But knowing Aki, they might actually just try to send him in the jungle eventually and have some plague wards and go to work with just him taking some jungle camps as well. Now, this is going to also affect Ace, because if Ace is going to be in... is this a 4-position Bat Rider? I'm not sure. Hani's mid right now. Aki actually might head... No, they're going to deny the top lane. It's going to be an off-lane Bat Rider, so mine is going to go to the jungle. I was like, this doesn't make much sense, but no. They actually do ward up the jungle, though. Complexity do the smart thing. They're going to try to stop this Enigma from getting any sort of farm. They've warded the big camp here. They've warded the medium camp, and even the pole camp is warded as well. And the medium camp, I mean, there's only one camp that's not warded for Alliance right now.
Right, and this is something that Newbie showed us at TI4. They had a couple of games where they just had, games where they had 5 and 6 wards in the Radiant jungle against an Enigma, and those games are just so difficult. Now, Enigma did get lucky. He got the Satyr camp at level 1 here, so he's going to get his level 2 off of this first camp, but he's probably going to, he may actually end up trying to clear these trees out, and he'll see right away that his medium camp right by that is blocked. Bloody Nine might be going for the courier kill here on Hani, and that would set the Brew back in the mid lane tremendously.
Yeah, right now it is coming out. You can see the bottle is on the courier. If they get this courier kill and the bottle goes down with it, this is a big problem. Bloody Knight is about to walk out. Here he goes. He's got a haste run as well. Oh my god, the courier's dead. 700 gold worth gone as well.
And how can they not be looking for that? I mean, Power Rangers very nearly did the same thing to them. I mean, in the last game that they played, Loda was able to get his bottle off of the courier as a Phantom Assassin mid seconds before it died. You have to be looking for that here.
He's got to throw up a concussive shot as well. They might just dive this. Swindle is going to be able to throw up his Split Earth. He might have to see the lightning storm.
That's a dead Hani.
Yeah, Hani's going to go down. First blood already drawn by Z-Freak. Way to get involved early. You can see Ace coming through, rather Minot's coming through, but they won't be able to stop this, and that's just an easy kill. No bottle, so he had no health to work with. And that just sets up an easy kill because Bloody Knight is staying around on the high ground, and they successfully get a kill in the mid lane. They shut down Hani already. And Moon's getting chased down top lane for Ace, but I don't think he should be able to get this kill, although he's forced to get napalm strikes. Pretty good.
Yeah,
so.
but now there's just so, it feels like with the Leshrac ahead in the mid lane, it just feels like the map is wide open for Bloody Nine to roam as Skywrath Mage. And Bloody Nine, for people that don't know him, this is the guy that made a splash on the NA scene. He took his team to the finals of the MSI Beat It, took out Sneaky Nick's Assassins in that tournament before ultimately falling to Navi US. But this guy's a legit player, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do here with Complexity.
Important to note, he was a former Han player. He switched a bit earlier than Complexity did from Han. He also is a pretty big NEL/IXTL player when that was a big thing. So I've known him for a while. I've watched him play. He's quite good. He doesn't get as much credit as people I think should give him. But with that being said, he is getting chased down by Ace. He's looking for sticky napalms, and I don't think he can get this kill. Maybe he dives this? No, concussive shot's going to go, and Ace is just going to back away. So
yeah, there's really, you don't want to dive that and risk giving the kill to Moon there for sure.
Well, in the meantime, at least Loda is farming rather well. Again, not a really big surprise. 16 and 17 last hits, and so he's doing pretty well.
I mean, what's the plan here for this Aki Venomancer?
Top tower is under attack.
He has this level 3. They are giving them It's just a dual lane, so they will get a bit more
nice
experience.
Gale. I didn't
yeah,
think he was going to
come in. Z-Freak is going to TP as well. Limp is going to just try to get away. He has no mana, but there's no mana void, obviously. Loda's only level 3. Z-Freak's getting hit up now, and Loda's just running at them. He has a stout shield, so he can take a bit of harass as well. He will back away. He misses out on some farm, but it's good that they push them both back.
Yeah,
And,
this is what I love about Loda's AM play. I feel like a lot of high-level anti-mage players are way too tentative in lane. I mean, Loda's got balls on this hero. He is not afraid to go at you, and you can see, I mean, most players, that sort of gut instinct when NP TP's in is to back up, and Loda got some good hits on both of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to take their health down. Let's see if he's going to go for the stats he has. Yep. 1 point in stats, the old burning build, the most common anti-mage build, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. But look tied in CS with Loda's anti-mage, and a lot of that is the early kill and the threat of the Bloody Nine roaming Skywrath mage creating space in the map, just allowing him to play very, very aggressively. I mean, the downside of this Venomancer, despite the boots first, is that he really hasn't made his presence felt anywhere other than possibly in the spot lane.
I mean, he can roam and gank, but he would need Minus to help him out. I think they could just get a smoke. And by the way, Minus goes for a bottle. He doesn't go for the Soul Ring, which is usually super common on Enigma. But
a little bit unusual. Enigma still, although I think ultimately that you're going to see that build more and more. That's not a build I've seen a lot yet. Bloody Nine does go down here in the top lane, and so Ace is able to get something done here without giving a kill to Moon Meander.
Yeah, he had the Tranquil Boots. He was able to reach it up, but he just chased down Ace, or rather Bloody down into the tower. So, nice kill coming out from them. Hani is sitting at, let's see, 18 last hits right now. Swindle has a decent amount of base damage, despite he just got the Snow Talisman, so now he has even more. And this is going to be tough for Hani. He has no stat shield, so he's taking a bit more harass, but he is getting plenty of farm regardless, even though he did die, like we mentioned. So
yeah, and he's closed the gap a little bit. I mean, he's going to hit level 6, not too far behind the Leshrac, and he is much more dangerous at level 6 than that Leshrac is until he gets to like level 8 or 9.
Yeah, I mean, Swindle does need the mana pool. He's probably not going to skill. He has his Pulse Nova, but he actually hasn't skilled anything yet at level 6. He still has 2 in the Split Earth and 3 in the Lightning Storm coming out. And Hani actually takes a decent bit of damage, and he does hit up the Split Earth as well, but it's just harass coming up from Swindle, so he is hitting his spells pretty effectively.
That Lightning harass is just so nasty.
And especially when he gets max 260 damage, and the jumps, can clear a creep wave, no problem. And especially in a team fight, could be pretty huge as well. So the thing is, though, Hani, you mentioned it, once he gets his Primal Split, which he has now, he can maybe start fighting. You'd like to see the early Blink Dagger. Of course, he did go down, so it's going to be ways away, although he does have his Bottle and Boots, so probably he will build into the Blink Dagger next.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and that's going to be a huge window here for Alliance to make something happen. I mean, Loda is not afraid to mix it up at this point in the game with his Anti-Mage.
And one thing we've been seeing recently, although it looks like Loda is just going to go for the Battle Fury, is that sometimes you've seen the Crimson Guard come out. And that's a build that I've seen like once or twice recently, and I'm just kind of like,
on AM.
Yeah, it's interesting. No. It works because it's just a battle. It's the Battle Mage, which I've talked to Fear about. He's a big fan of that. He kind of wishes he would go back to its own form, but Hani's going to get ganked here. There's the Impale coming here. Beautifully done.
The Courier. Oh my goodness.
That was close. Z-Freak came in as well just to secure the kill. Was not needed. The Courier came in, and thank God he didn't lose that again. Already Z-Freak with 3 Null Talismans, Limp with a great Impale, and the Pulse Nova already skilled up for Swindle Melons, secures them the kill, but you can see he's out of mana. He has to go back home, even after the gank.
Yeah, and we talked about this in the earlier game against Power Rangers, where Cheshire Cat ran a 3 Null Talisman with Blade Mail build on the Nature's Prophet, and Alliance just had such difficulty dealing with that. It felt like Cheshire Cat's Nature's Prophet was in on just every fight around the map, and already you've seen Z-Freak get into the action even earlier in this game.
Bone 7 built 5 Null Talismans yesterday on the Nature's
Prophet. Oh my goodness.
Ridiculous. Lasso on Moon Meander. Hani's going to come and he's going to try to split. He will get it off. No Ancient Seal Moon's going to fall. Stampede will not help you. Great gank coming up from Ace, and good on Hani to make sure he gets his ultimate off. And Bloody Nine was so close to silencing. He actually didn't have it. I'm wrong. He's only level 3. How unfortunate. He's going to get cycled up. Are they going to dive this? He won't be able to have his clap. Z-Freak's going to come in. Hani actually doesn't have the mana for it. He has to bottle up as well. Now the right click. Z-Freak going in. Hani still has no clap. He's going to bottle yet again. Still no stat shield. The Arcane Bolt. Z-Freak looking for his Sprout. He can't find it. There is no Coiling Blade on Hani, but he also will just get away by walking. And so he gets the kill and backs away. Wasn't able to get the kill on Bloody Nine, though.
Good awareness by both teams, and this is earlier than some of these heroes typically are going to be fighting heavily in these matches, but the couple of rotations in there, first by Hani on the Brewmaster, and then again by Z-Freak on the Nature's Prophet to turn that engagement a couple of times. I thought Bloody Nine was dead.
Yeah, so Bloody Nine gets out somehow. He's going to stay alive.
Hani's looking for more, though. Look at this.
The Haystrom comes in, and with the clap and obviously the crit hitting up, Bloody Nine is going to take a spill. Ace is going to Firefly. No lasso, though. They're diving Moon Meander currently. They don't have either of their ultimates. Moon can just stomp at this point. But it looks like Hani's going to keep going. The Haystrom's still going. It's got a decent amount of duration left. Moon takes a clap and backs away. So, I mean, he'll stay alive, but at this point, the pressure coming out from Hani, I like this. This is going to get him gold. As long as he secures these kills, he doesn't necessarily need the CS mid, as long as he's, you know, being active around the map.
Yeah, meanwhile, though, Minut's with level 7, he's got both the Soul Ring and the Bottle, and already the 4th level in the Demonic Conversion. This is going to be, this Enigma is going to start applying a lot of pushing pressure here.
We'd like to have a mech, obviously, but he'll get that sooner rather than later, assuming he doesn't die. And Pale's going to go through, look at that vision of him with his Observer Warden. And there's the Lightning Storm. Look at that damage and the Vendetta coming in. Hani, no split the Pulse Nova and the right click, and everybody dives. The Treants tank the tower, and it's just that easy for Complexity.
That ward just paid for itself about 5 times over. That ward just made that engagement. I mean, it's a very, very common place to see an Enigma come up for a tower push, looking for that sort of response black hole after the heroes commit to the tower.
Really good engagement coming out from Complexity, and Z-Freak has been a monster, TPing in to pretty much every rotation, making sure he's involved in every kill possible. He's 2-0-1, so he's been in 3 of the 4 kills that Complexity have acquired. All the meanwhile, though, this is the problem. They're not applying pressure to Loda. He is up to his Perseverance, plus 600 gold. He does have the Claymore on his Courier as well, so we're looking at maybe an 11 to 12 minute Battle Fury at the earliest. And maybe at the latest, actually. Loda's farming so well. In fact, his Broadsword is going to be coming out in just 600 gold, so yeah, 11 minutes probably.
Yeah, and I feel like you've got to apply some pressure to this tower here with the Enigma. You've got to get some value out of this hero besides the black hole. And I think that tower gold is a big deal for Loda right now. That Battle Fury timing, as you mentioned, is just so huge.
And if he can get that plus treads at maybe 13, 14 minutes, I mean,
nice blink, by the way, by Moon. Really saved himself up top. Although he gets lassoed, he might still be dead.
They're going to split for him again. Stomp's going to come out. Of course, the Earth Spirit's still going to keep going now. Moon Meander is going to get brought down. He does stick up. They actually turned their back to him, and the Flame Break Studio Stampede. Wow, oh, this stick charge just saved his life. The Rock, it's going to get disjointed down bottom, though, an engagement breaking out Aki. There's the Spike Carapace. He's very low and Pale. No mana for Limp left. They can't get the kill, and they will not jump on Minus or Loda, as Loda has blinked away. The concussive shot's going to go. Bloody Nine does have 1 point in silence. Loda's going to try to fight this. Minus still has his black hole. Limp and Bloody Nine, well, they're just kind of try to get out as quickly as possible. They will make it away, it looks like. All the meanwhile, Z-Freak is pressuring bottom. They have forced a glyph now, and maybe a re-engage coming from Complexity. Swiddle's going to come in. Pulse Nova is going to get popped. They're maybe going to put up the Edict and just try to take this tower down.
Yeah,
looks like they will do just that. They have a blink on Moon. He's going to blink and stop at Minus. The double edge is about to go, but here comes Hani. There's the Malphite as well. No black hole, not yet anyways. He's going to pop up the Midnight Pulse. Now if the black hole goes, it's a lot of damage, but there's the silence. Minus is dead. Split Earth absolutely acquires the kill for Swindle Melons. They want to keep going right now. They have all 5 heroes down bottom. They take the tier 1 and get a kill in the process.
Yeah, good job for them. They really needed to get quite a bit out of that to justify the 5-hero rotation, but I think they got enough, and that was brilliant spacing by them in that fight. Really just giving no chance for Minus to use the black hole at all.
Yeah, this has been really good play from Complexity thus far. Again, really, you're kind of hoping for Alliance. Aki, again, you've talked about what's his usefulness going to be in this mid-game. Right now, he's level 5, still no level 6. He's getting close to it, but if they can get like a Black Hole and a Poison Nova, plus Loda just hammering away with his Battle Fury, that could be a huge team fight coming out for Alliance. So they still have ways to get back into this, especially when they get the Blink Dagger also, which is, by the way, available for Ace. Hani doesn't have his yet, but he's getting close. So some big blinks could be coming out soon for the Alliance squad.
Yeah, but at this point, the problem is that they just have so many options to stop that black hole. I mean, you've got Split Earth, you've got Impale, you've got Blink Stomp, you've got the Ancient Seal. All but one of Complexity's heroes has a way to stop that.
Moon jumping in, stampeding to save Z-Freak. Double Edge is going to go. Now the concussive shot, that'll be into Hani. He's going to get silenced as well. Ace might go down to the right click of Z-Freak, and he will. Still, those two are very low, and they cannot actually get the kill because neither of the heroes that are there have Blink Daggers. Hani's still not it yet. Minus was closing in, but they just run away from them, and they actually lose a hero in the process of that smoke gank.
Yeah, and this is what I really like about Moon Meander. He just plays with no fear. He just gets in there in these engagements, and I just feel like a lot of one-position players are really afraid to die at this point in the game, because traditionally this is sort of your core farming time as a carry. Moon, he doesn't care at all. He's going to get in there and mix it up, and they put him on a wide variety of heroes that give him the chance to do that.
Yeah, I mean, he is known for his Splark play, I think, as well.
Oh, for sure.
And he likes to just be active as early as possible. You see a lot of Slarks, especially like Matama Man, really likes to farm early on and make sure that he gets his Blink, and not only his Blink, but another item as well. But yeah, Moon's one of those players that likes to fight as early and as often as possible. Swindle as
here
well.
You go again. You're going to see him get loaded here.
There's going to be a splitter. This is going to be a kill onto Loda, a huge kill at that. Stops him from farming for 40 seconds, keeps him off the map. He did buy his treads before he died, so he loses very little gold in the process.
Yeah, and he's got that Battle Fury up, but that's super early. About Complexity committing to that bottom engagement earlier, they've already established a fair bit of map control here. It is not safe for Loda to farm his own jungle right now.
Yeah, it's not only just the bottom tier one, it's the mid tier one as well. The fact that this tower is gone as well makes it so hard for him to get to the jungle now. Lasso on Bloody Nine, though, he walks up the hill. It's kind of like la-di-da. Oh, I'm actually dead. Stampede, maybe not. Impale does miss from Limp. Now the Blink Stop. Moon Meander getting involved early. Look at the involvement he's got. He's just been in every fight since he's gotten this Blink. He wants to be fighting like crazy, and he's doing just that. They get a return kill. They actually don't even lose Bloody Nine in the process.
Yeah, and really Complexity making the most of an early mid-game window they've got because of the Anti-Mage pick, and also to some degree the Venomancer pick on the side of Alliance. I mean, Z-Freak really playing aggressively throughout the match so far on his Nature's Prophet, and they're exploiting a time in the game where their lineup is very strong. To me, though, a lot is gonna be determined in the next 5 minutes based on if they're able to shut Loda down completely.
I mean, exactly. You're going to have not only Loda, but you're going to have Hani, who's probably going to be farmed later on in the game as well. Comparative Complexity, I mean, Complexity, they have some late game, but...
I mean, Hani at 15-minute blink on a mid Brewmaster, and again, I mean, they did stop his bottle early on. They got that early kill, so he's certainly been pressured quite a bit in lane. But for a player of Hani's caliber, this timing is far below average.
And I mean, he was playing against the Leshrac. I guess it's not the most common matchup in the world, but it's surprising to me, especially like you mentioned. I mean, Hani is.
Well, that's that lightning spam build. I mean, that lightning spam. If you have a bottle, if you have rune control on your Leshrac now early on, I mean, that build is really annoying.
So, 15 minutes in the game, Blade Mill has already done the Nature's Prophet. Swindle has an Atos, by the way. And,
yeah, I was just thinking about that. It's an interesting choice. It does set up the Split Earth quite well. Gives him that little bit of extra tank ability. Not sure, though, that I wouldn't have preferred to see the Bloodstone. I thought that's what we were going to see when I saw the Vitality booster coming out earlier.
I like it a lot, actually, because you also get plenty of intelligence as well. I mean, 25 intelligence is nothing to scoff at. I mean, 2 Staffs of Wizardry. And plus the slow is huge as well.
Well, it's a big deal because really when you look at it, what Aoi does with that item, and there's a reason that they call it the Route of Aoi, right? What Aoi does so well with that item is zone the enemy supports out of the fight. And right now you've got Aki, who's incredibly immobile on the Venomancer. You've got Minots, who's going mech first, not blink on his Enigma. They're going to have a hard time getting close to these fights. It's not, that Atos is not just about setting up 1v1 pickoffs and setting up the Split Earth. It's really about being able to zone Alliance's supports out of the fight.
And the thing is, it's such a low cooldown. I mean, that thing could be spammed like crazy, 10 seconds. So it's pretty great. It only costs 50 mana as well to use, and that's pretty much nothing in the mana pool of the Leshrac with 1300.
And the big thing about it is the range that nobody talks about. 1200 range on that thing. It's just an amazing initiation tool. Provided you have vision, provided you have map control, it lets you control fights so well. And there's the initiation coming out.
Now the Plague Ward's coming. They're actually going to use the Atos. They might still get Aki, but here comes Hani with the Blink finally used, but he does get silenced up. Mystic Flare, but the Lightning Storm does bounce and will get the kill. It's a double for Swindle. The Urn now on Minus. He's going to try to bottle up here, and he actually should fall to this Urn charge. 3 down, the Blink Stop, double edge on Aki. Moon runs in, the 4-man, 5-man gang squad from Complexity, and you've got to hope, if you're an Alliance fan, that Loda is doing some work. He might get this tower, the Glyph's going to pop, he has to blink away. Moon cannot get the initiation there.
And it's in deny range, too. It's unfortunate that Loda hit the tower one more time, because it would have been outside the 131 HP deny threshold.
He could still try to go in here, and I think Moon's maybe just baiting this. He's like, all right, listen, Loda, I know what you're going to try to do. He knows. Loda is going to get stomped in double edge. He does get the tower, but Moon with the plays coming in. Ooh. That's unfortunate.
I'm really surprised that Loda commits to that. I mean, the tower
under
gold
attack.
is important for them right now. They're already badly behind gold-wise in this match, but losing the anti-mage for any length of time off the field is just devastating right now for Alliance. He's their only hope.
Yeah, that's... I mean, to be fair, he is going to be going for the Vlads first, so he will be a bit more active early on, and if he wants to be, you get the Meta style later, split push, and start being effective. But for now, I mean, they're down by a wide margin, 7,500 net worth difference here, and experience is about the same for complexity, so they're doing really well.
And they're down by a wide margin to a team that is well equipped to fight right now. I mean, you see the Veil coming out. Oh my goodness gracious!
That's actually just so much
Atos
damage.
Veil at this. It's a build I've never seen before on a Leshrac in a pro match, but it's terrifying.
It's
right
actually
here.
just going to kill everybody.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they have nobody on the side of Alliance, bar perhaps Hani, that can tank through this right now.
Yeah, it pretty much is Hani with Primal Split, and that's it. And they're probably just going to focus on making sure they get the Ancient Seal off. If Swindle has his Pulse Nova on and they black hole him, they're still all going to die if he gets his Veil off, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. And nobody on Alliance is anywhere close to a BKB, so I mean, I don't even... I think it's going to be 30 minutes at least until that comes into play. Moon going to be last.
They will Vendetta Impale as well. Ace is actually going to die first. The stomp came out from Moon Manor. They are going to get lift out of this. The Poison Nova goes and the Mana Void, so Loda does get the kill. The Sprout now up on my nuts. And Z-Freak is actually been poisoned over it as well. There's going to be the concussive shot. Coming in from the backside is going to be Swindle. No. He's going to try to just kill everybody.
He's going to fly right before the blink. Man. Swindle just about had Loda's AM there.
Very good for Loda to survive there. He does have his Vlad's finish. Despite Loda dying a couple of times, twice in fact, he's still farming very well. He's second in net worth, so it's not bad.
Yeah, but this has just been the story of Alliance lately. I mean, you look at their farm distribution, and this is pretty much what their games have been like. You've had at the 20-minute mark, Lotus sitting up around the 10K mark. Their next hero is at 5K. I mean, Hani isn't even at 5K yet on a mid Brewmaster. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen Hani struggle like this.
Yeah, this has been a bit of a rough game for Alliance. Again, they still have Loda's Anti-Mage if they can get there. But like you talked about, I mean, this is just a terrifying composition. And Complexity are always putting pressure across the map. I mean, Midas is way too far out here. Olympus looking for a kill. Hani, concussive shot's going to go. They're going to silence up the double impale, the Mystic Flare, the double edge. Moonbeander says, how are you? And gives them the how do you do. They get 2 kills. They're looking for Ace. He's going to TP out. God.
It doesn't even matter. I mean, they can push T3 at this point. And there's just so much magic damage coming out from Complexity against a team that does not want to go BKB. And even if they did, they're nowhere near it farm-wise. I have no idea how Alliance is going to contend with these abilities from Complexity in the next 5 or 10 minutes of fights.
I got to say, as someone that's a big Leshrac fan, I mean, this was my favorite hero for a long time. It's just so cool to see Swindle do something that every Leshrac player wants to do and play this hero on mid and do it successfully. Obviously, the game's not over yet, but with the start they've had, this is really, really just a dominated performance. And
well,
I'm
certain
to try this
really
build
good
later.
job picking a lineup around it, right? It's not just about Swindle's
Right.
individual performance has been great, although he was certainly helped by the early courier kill in his laning matchup. But I mean, with the Ancient Seal and the Mystic Flare coming out from the Skywrath, with the spell damage combo coming out from the Centaur, I mean, this is a lineup that just has so much magic damage output, and that Veil pickup. I mean, it's terrifying. I mean, you get hit by a Veil and you run for your damn life if you're on Alliance right now.
That Veil is actually just the most... Yeah, it's the scariest thing in the world at this point. And he's got a Blink Dagger, so you're not even safe anymore.
Yeah, this is a great build coming out from Swindle. I am very, very impressed. I don't know that I've seen a pro player play Leshrac in quite this way, at least not in some time. No. And Swindle's played it to perfection so far in this match.
Also, there is going to be a smoke. I like this play from Alliance. If they can get a kill out of this, or even 2, this could be huge. Firefly, they are getting spotted out. Bloody 9 here behind the trees. Moon does blink away. They will find Bloody at least, that's a kill that is actually pretty big because, again, Loda does get it. There was no streak up onto Bloody, but still it's enough gold for Loda to be happy. And I mean, gank's a gank, and they also take the ancient stack as well, which is kind of nice. So 1,000 gold plus a Yasha for Loda. Yeah, and they can start fighting pretty aggressively sometime soon.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to have that good item.
Caught out. Lasso's going to go, and another kill for Loda. Now on a killing spree. That's huge. And a tier 1 tower. big smoke for Alliance. Gets them somewhat back into this.
And that's like you know 800 gold, almost 1,000 gold for Loda and 2 kills. I mean he's really benefiting from these couple of pickoffs, and you know, just as we said earlier, this Loda Animage can get back in this game in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean this is the problem with trying to defeat Alliance. I mean, you give them too much time. I mean, obviously it's still 23 minutes, so it's still really early in the game, but he's gonna have his Manta within 400 gold. And that's actually just kind of frightening because he went Vlad's first. So
right.
He not only has extra armor and a bit of extra damage to work with, lifesteal obviously, but...
Look, he's farmed as hell.
Yeah.
This is another just absolutely vintage Loda performance. I mean, there are only a handful of players in the game who've shown that they can do this consistently. The question is, if Complexity can force a 5v5 fight, can Alliance win? 5 engagement.
I don't know if you can take one at this point. I think that the idea is for Loda to get up his Manta style, start split pushing, and hopefully not get picked off in the process of doing so, although that is difficult. And then maybe get involved when you get a couple more items here. Obviously, the mech was just finished up from Minot, so maybe he waits for like a BKB. As I say something, Aki gets caught out of position. He was in the river.
There's really not much you can do as a Venomancer at this point.
Well... yeah, I mean, this Venomancer I think has been a problem, but they're going to catch out. Swindle, this could be a huge kill. The split's going to come out. Swindle, he's going to die here. The Mana Void, Loda gets the kill. It's a dominating spree for Loda, and he picks up the unstoppable streak of Swindle. That is the biggest kill this game for Alliance. That puts him up to 3k gold. That is the worst thing that could happen for Complexity at this point.
Yeah, he's got 1 or 2 creep kills to his mana now. I mean, he is... For all this, for all we've said in this match about Complexity playing the most of this match way better than Alliance, Loda's going to have Mana Battle Fury Vlad's with treads up at 25 minutes. I mean, this Animage is primed to just get huge. Again, though, you're going to have to take a 5v5 engagement at some point. Is Enigma going to be able to finish the Blink BKB? Is Hani going to be able to make an Assault Cuirass? It looks like he's actually going for possibly BKB or Aghanims next.
Yeah, he's going to probably have to go for BKB first because of the silence is coming out. There's not only the Ancient Seal, but the Orc and Malevolence now for Z-Freak as well, so you really have to go for BKB, I think, this game on Hani.
This is the time, though, we talk about creating space for your carry. This is the time where it's actually inverted. It's up to Loda to create another 8 minutes or so for the rest of Alliance so that Hani gets his BKB. Hopefully Ace starts making some progress toward a BKB, which I imagine is going to be his next item. You get 3 BKBs on Alliance, and all of a sudden they can fight really well. But is Complexity going to give them the time to do that?
I mean, they were looking for the Aegis, the Roshan. Look, actually gets spotted out there. Really good sentry coming out. Aki might go down, though. Swindle just jumps on them, and you can see the damage coming out from the Pulse Nova. There's also the Edict up as well, and Ace is getting chased down, but the Malphite says go and help them stop now. Loda is caught out. He's going to have to blink away, and he will get out in time. Unfortunately, it looks like Minuts is not going to be so lucky, and he's going to get double edge. So 2 quick kills coming out from Complexity to take it right back to Alliance.
And they're going to head to Roche as well. That could have been worse, by the way, because Complexity missed both of their ground stunts in that fight. We had a missed Impale and a missed Split Earth. Alliance was actually lucky to get out of that, losing only 2 heroes, and Complexity's going to turn right around and take Roche.
And this is going to be really good. Obviously, there's no way to contest it. There's no Enigma up. I mean, you could maybe split, but yeah, they need all 5 heroes to even try to think about contesting this. And it's just probably going to be an Aegis for Swindle as he has an open spot here, and he's got 2.4k gold. Now the question is, do you go for the all-in, do you pick up the Aghanim Scepter, or do you build a bit tankier? What do you do if you're the Leshrac in this situation? What item do you go for?
I mean, if I am him right now, I really do think about the Aghanims, if only because I know I need to end the game here. When Alliance get their BKBs up, it boils down to when do you want to fight? When do you want to push? If you're going to try and really exploit this mid-game window and go heavy in the next 8 to 10 minutes, then I think the Ags is viable. Otherwise, though, you do have to face up to the fact Alliance is going to have their BKBs before long.
He's getting jumped on. Split Earth, great connect. Luke was shadowing him for the longest time. They're going to go on bottom as well. Moon jumping in Minuts as well as the Venomancer Aki are going to go down. Z-Freak gets the double and the tier 2 tower falling. Now the pressure's coming in from Complexity. All outer towers, with the exception of the top lane, are dead for Alliance.
Yeah, I mean, and as farmed as Lotus AM is, he's only one hero.
Oh, good Mantis split coming out. That was beautiful. Moon misses the stomp because of it, and Loda just takes it to him, gets the Mana Void. He says, you're not getting me that easily. That was just a great play.
I mean, this is the thing about Loda. His individual play has just been amazing.
And he's going to get another kill. No, Hani gets it. Swindle pauses the game. He's like, hold on, team. Let's regroup here.
That was lag. The horse is in play, boys.
It's the best emote. God,
it really is.
So good. Well, we'll have a quick second break here, and again, this is Dota Pit, our first game of a 2-game series. Alliance, they're not looking too shabby now after everything that's happened over the past couple of minutes, and
they have a lot of work to do, my man.
Right.
It really, you could see it in the net worth graph pretty well. That Alliance had really got a couple of important pickoffs and had really started to turn the corner. Lotus AM looked like he was going to get huge, but then they turned right around, and Complexity is able to win engagements in 2 different lanes at the same time a moment ago. And you can see, I mean, Alliance still is facing that question. How are we going to get our other 4 heroes to the point where they're going to be able to contribute in a fight?
Yeah, that's the thing, because you have Loda, who's just really the single core at this point, with the exception of when Primal Split is up. And then you have Complexity, who have 1, 2, 3, and maybe even 4 if Limp gets some farm on the 6 assassin. I mean, he has a Blink Dagger. We've talked about it before, and it's been talked about so often. Like, Impales can suddenly turn into Ravages if you're not careful.
And he's got so much good setup on that team that he can get himself into the perfect position. I mean, those Split Earths and Impales, because they're playing well with their positioning and they've got a lot of control, it's so much easier to hit multi-hero stunts.
Now, Swindle's going to pick up a Soul Booster, by the way, and it looks like it is going to be that Bloodstone you've been hankering for a while. So
I kind of, at this point in the game, I kind of would like to see another item ahead of the Bloodstone. I still like Bloodstone more as an early item, but again, you know, with 6.82, the games are going later. Those respawn timers are more and more a factor in the late game. Bloodstone becomes a more important late game item.
He's almost going to have it with the recipe here. He actually just needs 50 gold for it. He's going to buy it. He has the Aegis. He has nothing to lose. They still have a tier 1 tower bottom, 3 tier 2 tiers left on the map. So
yeah, I think he's got to use this Aegis, though. I think they got to force a fight here. It's a bit. I mean, people talk about the effectiveness of a Storm Spirit with a Leshrac with an Aegis. Leshrac is not that far behind. He doesn't have quite the same degree of mobility, but again, he's a hero that just wants to blow his mana pool in one big combo, do all that damage, and then he comes back and he does it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough fight if Complexity do end up going for, say, you know, tier 3 at some point in the near future. I'd like to see them take this tier 2 top first and foremost, but they don't necessarily need to. But yeah, I mean, this Aegis, I mean, it gives them another objective, but I agree, they need to use it pretty soon. Otherwise, Loda's just going to continue to free farm. And Loda has his BKB, so now he can stand up to a lot of the damage, although Edict is still, or rather physical, I should say. Composite doesn't exist anymore, but you know, most of the damage is gone now, I think, from Complexity, that now that there is a BKB up. Plus, he has Mana Shield or Spell Shield as well, so.
Yeah, I mean, the BKBs come around for Hani and Loda at about the same time. And again, I expect that Ace is not going to be too far behind on his Batrider after the next couple of fights. This is going to be a big issue from Complexity, and Alliance are not going to waste any time. They smoke right up, and they're going to force the action.
They might just go to the tier 2, see if they can force any rotations, and then jump on them from there. Which would be a smart play just to kind of bait Loda here, but it looks like Complexity, they have one goal in mind, and that's taking the top tier 2 tower. You can see Swindle is leading the way there. Actually, Z-Freak is in the enemy jungle, and he needs to get away. Luckily, he has a Blink Dagger. He does see Ace is going to blink out immediately. Now he's going to TP away. Ace, Flame Break not there. He got very close to the last, so you're right. He TP's back home. That TP will be up to go top pretty soon, but they're going to just take this tower down, so.
Yeah, the ridiculous 100 range on Lasso, actually shorter than melee attack range. And no, the Batrider was not quite able to get in range of the spell there, but boy oh boy. This is the big difference, though, between 81 and 82. 6.82, Alliance has just had so much more time. This game would have been over in 6.81.
Aegis is going to go. Mantis Sal going to dodge the rest of it. Splitter's going to go as well. Pulsive is pushing them back. Even the Pulsive, I don't reckon he needs Illusions as well. Again, the Illusions still have some so Z-Freak's going to come in, make some treants as well. And this is it. The push is coming in. Swiddle still has his Aegis, only for a period of time, though. And Minuts is like, listen, I don't have a BKB yet. Swindle's coming in. He's going to get Malphus, and now he's going to have to back away. And still has the Bloodstone. He's taking a lot of damage, actually, from this Midnight Pulse. Look how much damage he's taking.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous spell.
He's going to get lasted. They're going to pull him back in as well. I don't know if you can fight this. Moon is going to jump in regardless. Minuts now. There's the BKB for Moon. Minuts is popped down. Vendetta's going to grab the kill. Manta for a little backup. He's going to just jump onto Swindle. And now look at the damage coming out. Swindle's not dead yet. Hani trying to get his split off. Finally does. God. So low. And now Moon is taking a lot of damage. Well, he's dead as well. 3 down for Complexity. Big fight. Hani splitting at the last seconds to stay alive. And they get a fight going. They defend their racks. The tier 3 falls. But regardless, big engagement for Alliance. They stay alive.
Oh, wow. I thought they were in some serious trouble there. That split went off by the slimmest of margins, and if that split doesn't go off on Hani, I think they lose their racks there. But Alliance is able to hold, even with... I thought that they were in serious trouble when Minuts went down without a buyback there.
Yeah, you could see Complexity. They're like, okay, well, we didn't do enough damage. Obviously, the BKBs coming in are going to be kind of annoying to deal with, so we got to find somebody out. There's going to be a Manta coming up. Blood and I, they actually don't have nearly enough damage, although Loda is going to get mana burn, so they'll have to regen up with the Battle Fury.
But now we are verging on the point of the game where you start to talk about Loda being able to carry things by himself. One more item, and this Anti-Mage becomes almost a global presence on the map. I mean, he can practically push 2 lanes at once.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of an issue for Complexity, and it's not like they could say, okay, well, we could sit back and farm our next items, because right now we have 3 farm cores and they only have 1, but against an Anti-Mage with the lineup that they have, I don't know if it's really that viable.
Well, the scary thing, though, is that you've got the potential for the AC on the Brewmaster. I imagine one of the Bat or the Enigma is going to think about getting the Shivas. Enigmas, they're both going BKB. Oh, yeah, they're both going BKB. And goodness, you think about all that combo, that magic damage that we talked about on Complexity, okay? That is going to be gone in 5 minutes because Alliance are going to have 4 BKBs. And they're going to have a huge window, right, before those BKBs with 10, 9, 8-second BKBs, where so much of Complexity's ability damage isn't going to matter, and Loda is going to be farmed as hell in that window. Alliance, despite being about 10k gold down still, they have a real chance to come out and win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at the experience graph even. It's back up to only 2,000 in favor for Complexity, which is pretty much, it's almost negligible at this point.
Oh, and Loda's just going right for Butterfly. Yeah, goodness gracious.
I mean, this is going to be even more damage. Not even really that useful for defensive capabilities this game, but there's the split going in. They're going to find Swindle, and he's going to get caught out of position.
But look at the damage he does.
Yules is going to come out right from the Cyclone, I should say. He's just dead. I mean, Loda comes in. Hani does get the kill, but Swindle goes down. He's dead for 53. He does have the Bloodstone, and he also has buyback, but I don't know if they can force it out. I think they just go for a tier 2 tower. Well, luckily, Z-Freak is split pushing across the map, but I mean, they're still going. Look, does pop the spike carapace. There's the Yule Scepter coming up from the blink. Now the blink in. BKB forced out. Z-Freak's like, let's not fight. Stop goes. They missed the blink. Moon cannot get anything going right now. He pops his own BKB. They have to run away. These BKBs are going to be down for Loda and Hani pretty soon. Split is already gone. Swindle is back up. He might have bought back. Aki's going to get Split Earth, but if that's the only hero they lose for Alliance, that's a fine trade. Meanwhile, the Sprout is up. The TP, but the force stop from Moonmander gets the kill. Wow. He just slid through and stomped him up.
Boy, they needed that kill on Hani so badly. I mean, you could just feel control of this game slipping away from Complexity. They're going to be able to put some pressure on here after that fight, but I think they need a Rax. I think they need a Rax here. They need a Rax before 40 minutes or they're done.
They might just wait for the next Well, Roche is already up.
I don't think
Roche
you can.
Go for it.
I mean, you have to take an objective right now. With these 4 BKBs and Loda, I mean, he's going to have a Butterfly here in another minute or 2.
I'm not so sure. If Z-Freak is able to get this Hex off on one of the big heroes, most likely Loda, they could take a fight, even with those BKBs.
Yeah, we haven't talked enough about the Nature's Prophet. I mean, he's passed up Swindle, and I mean, he's farmed a sack in his own right, but goodness gracious. I just feel like with these 4 BKBs, I mean, if Alliance plays this correctly, they can be the ones forcing fights here.
The thing is, they don't want to waste their BKBs, and there's no need for them to. If they just start taking fights where they don't really get much out of it, and they use BKB charges in the process, and then it's back to where they were before, which was, I mean, 5-second magic beauty is better than nothing, but It's really not great. Loda might get caught up. They might go for the Hexer. There's the Orc with the Hex as well. The Vendetta. The Impale's not going to go now. No, Mystic Flare comes out. The Silence still on Loda. He's going to BKB the last. So they're going to turn this around. Bloody Nine gets caught. The Mana Void. Double kill for Loda. Blows them the hell up. Wow. Oh my god. He should have been dead there. They missed the Mystic Flare from Bloody Nine, and Loda stays alive.
Basically, I mean, in 6.83 is Mana Void gonna like kill you instantly?
I mean,
because
it might as
that
well.
ability has been buffed at like how many straight patches? Oh my goodness, the damage it did there.
I mean, everyone else was like the Scourth Mage was like full health. He might have not been full mana, but I mean, he
wasn't full mana. He had gotten smacked around a little bit, which is why it did so much damage. But goodness gracious, I mean, Loda was able to turn that fight so quickly, and this is why I feel, just even with what you said about the BKBs is completely right. I mean, Alliance has to be super careful, but these are veteran players. They know how to make the most of those BKB charges. Right. I'm starting to be afraid for Complexity here.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, Loda just, he was sitting at 5,000 gold not too long ago. His Butterfly is finished up, and he has 3,000 gold to boot on top of that. So, and now they're going for Roche.
He can solo Roche practically.
I think he absolutely can, but I don't think Complexity are going to let this happen. He blinked in, there's the Sprout. Now Loda actually has to get out. So just smart play coming in from Z-Freak just to get some vision into the pit. Minuts as well as Hani are here nearby. They have split ready to go. We've seen no black holes this game, I don't think. Literally 0 black holes from Enigma, but I don't know if they need them because of just how well Alliance is playing right now, but and push comes to shove, the black hole is going to push you over the top.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Minuts is going to need to hit a black hole for them to win this game. But you're right. I mean, they've made the opportunities for him, and they've used the threat of the black hole pretty well. I mean, Swindle's Leshrac finally does come out here with the BKB. It's going to give him that much more sustain in these fights. But look at this. I mean, Loda is just going to... It's almost like he's going to win the war of attrition here against Roshan.
I mean, Loda is just sitting here. He doesn't even seem to care. They have a couple heroes outside the pit, but Loda's just going to work. And the only person really nearby, I mean, they're all starting to rotate over, but
and he knows all 5 of Complexity are in the vicinity. He's just basically saying, okay, what are you going to do?
There it goes. Roche is done. He's going to pick it up. And it just goes. Flash is going to go in as well. Lift is caught out of position. It's a Roche and a kill for Loda. I mean, the Smorgasbord keeps coming for him. So Aegis, 4.5k gold. I mean, he's, with the exception of having bots and another item, he's 6 slotted, so.
Yeah, it's showcasing his strong back here is Loda. I mean, Alliance, to truth be told, had no business being in this game at a number of points in this match.
I think Complexity, they tried taking a straight-up matchup here where they just pushed in and man-fought, and they were so far ahead, but they did not shut Loda down enough.
Well,
at some point, you have to wonder if you ban out heroes.
It's a combination of a couple of things, and it reminds me of a couple games I've seen from Eternal Envy on Terrorblade. Oh, here you go, Moon Meander committing.
Loda's going to get forced in. He's going to Manta out, though. His BKB is still available. And I mean, they have to go through an Aegis plus his BKB and the hero, so it's not easy. And they could just, I mean, if you're Alliance, you could just sit back and maybe farm up as much as possible because, I mean, you still have an Enigma that needs a BKB. Well, actually, he has it finished up now. You still have a Hani who needs a couple of items as well, so you don't have to play too aggressively, I think.
Loda hasn't done that much split pushing in this game, especially, you know, considering it's Loda, but they know he can, and that's kind of the problem for Complexity right now, is that if they lose a Barracks, they're in so much trouble. Much, much more trouble than Alliance would be.
Yeah, I mean, Loda will have no problem pushing out creep waves, especially with his Manta Illusions. It should not be an issue if they lost a set of racks, but at this point, it looks like, guess what? Complexity, they want to push down mid. They actually smoke up. They're going to sit behind Z-Freak. Everyone knows Z-Freak is coming, but nobody really expects the smoke gank, so Z-Freak's going to try to bait a little bit. In the process
they could run right.
Loda's jumping into them. Concussive shot's going to go. He's going to pop his BKB. He might even get Z-Freak. Loda's already gotten a kill. The man fight goes through on the other side of things. The Stampede goes. There's going to be the usage of the Primal Split. Meanwhile, Z-Freak is going to fall to Loda in the end. Now the split running away. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. No buyback coming up from Z-Freak, so he can't CP in even if he wanted to go. BKB from Ace is going to try to find a last, so he will on Swindle. Loda's going to go to work. They get pale. Mystic Flare to stop. Double Edge, will it be enough? He still has that Aegis, by the way, but no BKB when he does respawn. He tried to blink away, no such luck. They're going to try to split Earth Phase, but it's on cooldown for 1 more second, so they can't get it off. Now the Shiva's Guard is going to go. Ancient Seal a bit too late. There's the Lightning Storm coming in as well. Okay fight now coming in. Now the split Earth is going to fly for Swindle. No, he missed the Impale. The concussive shot, he's going to manage out of it as well. Now Swindle jumps in. He is looking to fight. Split Earth is going to go, but the Mana Void. Swindle is so low, but he's not dead yet. Double Edge. Lotus should have buyback absolutely of 7k gold. And now he will get the kill on Swindle by blinking in and just taking him down with a right click and backing away. Alliance happy with that fight.
That Impale, Mott. That Impale would have killed Loda.
Yep. A bit unfortunate for Complexity. They will not be able to secure the 8-stage kill. Stamped's going to go. Moon wants to get away.
Wow. And there's, I mean, you can just tell Complexity's playing scared right now. I mean, you could see what did Zephyr get done in that last fight? He had his BKB up. Loda got his BKB up and said, "What are you going to do, buddy?" And the Nature's Prophet just had to turn tail and run with his BKB active.
Yeah, I mean...
And still ended up dying.
At the best, he did force out a BKB, so it wasn't there for the Aegis, but they still couldn't kill him after the Aegis was used. So, had that Aegis not been on Loda, this is probably a different story. And he's going to go Abyssal.
Oh my god, he's going to have the Super Basher.
So, I don't know what you can do to stand up against Loda at this point. I mean, they've done a good job, I think, kiting him, but... like you see the Mystic Flare and you see like the Impale, you see the Double Edge just get dropped on him, and he's like, yeah, I have 50% magic resistance, 4 spell shield, and on top of that, it's just like 62 total magical damage resistance. You're not killing me, so it's so hard to kill him with those abilities. And even when he doesn't have his BKB up, I mean, like he's more than comfortable just fighting him. Yeah, the Bissel's done. He has it. He has it in his inventory. So
and still, we brought it up earlier. There you go. There goes Limit.
I'm sad. Nice play, Carapace. And he's got a Ghost Scepter, but that means the Mana Void's going to come in. And now they're going to go on Moonbanner. There's the Abyssal Blade. They're looking for a black hole. They're going to find it. Swindle runs right into the hole. He is dead. He has no buyback. They're going to push straight down mid, and they probably just take this game at this point in time.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to believe me, but I was just getting ready to say the terrifying thing is we still haven't seen a black hole.
Well, there it is. And they take down Bloody 9 as well. 4 dead for Complexity, none of which have buybacks, by the way. They might have Glyph. No, it's still down. This is easily a set of racks, if not just the game in general for Alliance. So, what a performance by Loda yet again. His GPM, 761 at this point in time, without any of the tier 3s or racks taken. So
yeah, I mean, cue up Mick Jagger, my friend. I mean, Loda wants to be your beast of burden, and he has shown his strong back in this match. Goodness gracious. Hey, you don't see it that often anymore, but with this 6.82 meta, you're seeing it again. The era of the carry is back.
Yeah. And it's certainly still exciting. I mean, even with the early game pressure, it's just, you know it's coming. You know what's going to happen. It's like watching a train crash, but it's still pretty great regardless. And, I mean, he's got 5k gold. He really just, all he needs is bots. I don't even know if, like, he really wants to buy them. He can just get around the map regardless of having bots with just blink. He's already over at the top lane, so.
I mean, they have near total map control, and that mid racks is just is the objective that they needed. Complexity just have to be extremely careful anytime they're outside their base now.
Yeah, Minuts is he's gonna push that top with the help of the anti-mage Loda, and I mean they've given enough room for the rest of the squad to get farmed now. I mean, you've got BKBs and all of your big heroes.
Yeah, I want to see the damage stats, by the way, at the end of this game, because to me, I want to know what percentage of the team's damage that Loda's inflicted, because I bet it's like 50 or something just ridiculously stupid.
I'm not sure if it's not over that. Like, honestly, he's actually done so much work this game.
You just don't see that at this level, guys. I mean, people see that in pub games, and so they're like, oh, yeah, that's not... I mean, a farmed anti-mage, that's going to happen. You just... This is the big thing that I talk about with Dota stats. There are just certain things like item timings and damage distributions that, I mean, you don't see this kind of a performance at this level, but a couple of times a month. And
this is why they're pro players. This is why they're up at the highest level of competition. This is also why This is a bit cheesy to say, but this is why she had 3 winners, honestly.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, seriously, people look. The Alliance's struggles are no secret, okay, and they've been out there for all of us to see. It's been obvious that this team has had issues, but anybody that tells me that these players don't still have the talent to compete at the highest level, I can't agree with that. It's just team chemistry is so big because there are a lot of good players in Pro Dota right now.
And I'm honestly, like, I'm trying to give the rest of the credit, not just to Loda, but to Alliance as a squad. But it's so difficult to do this game because of how well he's played. Look, I don't want to keep harping on Loda the entire time, but
look, everybody made this point over and over again last year when Alliance were winning 75% of their games against other really good teams, that the rest of the team created so much space. But here you go. This is going to be the last engagement.
Last is going to come in. Swindle's going to get caught out. There's the BKB for Swindle coming in. Loda is busy just right-clicking on Z-Freak and hammering him home. Swindle's going to get caught out. The black hole is available. It's going to pop. It doesn't even need to. Limp jumps in as well. Now the black hole might go. There it is. On to 2. Loda is hexed up. Mystic Feathers trying desperately to bring him down. And even if they do, he is 5x, but he blinks away. They can't get him. Z-Freak is back into the frame. Moon is dead. Triple kill for Hani. And Complexity, no, it's over. Ultra kill for Hani at the end of that one. Dishing out all the damage with the right click and the primal split. He gets his time in the spotlight. Loda doing most of the work there. But game number 1, after a rocky start for Alliance, what can you say?
Well, what you can say is that this is the game plan that you have when you pick that lineup. And despite a very, very rough early game, and I thought Complexity played brilliantly for the first 25 minutes, and I thought they had a couple of chances to really put this game away, but they were unable to capitalize. And Alliance, starting at about that 25 to 30 minute mark, they executed their game plan better. And Loda just put the entire team on his back.
It was really impressive performance.